Hey everybody, Sandra here, Plant Rich Sandra. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time. Today I would like to show you a very fast recipe, very easy to make, very healthy. I think you're going to enjoy this recipe a lot. And today's recipe comes from Cathy Fisher's, both Cathy Fisher's cookbook, the one called Straight Up Food. Also, it is one of the free recipes on our website, straightupfood.com. And I have made this for after church dinner. And one thing I love about when I have to take a dish to some function is I like to take cold dishes because I can put them in the cooler in the back of my car, and I don't have to worry about timing of having it hot and how long will it stay hot when I get there. And so that's one thing I really love about taking cold dishes. And for a long time after I became a nutritarian, I didn't take anything anywhere except my own food. I took my food with me. And so if I stayed after for a dinner after church, I would take a Ziploc bag of raw vegetables and I would just sit there and visit with people and eat my raw veggies out of my bag. And I realized I was not a very good ambassador for whole food plant-based way of living because everybody was, while they were all eating their fried chicken and their ham and their seasoned green beans, I was sitting there eating a bag of raw veggies. And so I was not a good representative of the whole food plant-based lifestyle, of nutritarian or of whichever one anybody follows that follows similar plans to mine. So I decided it was time for me to start branching out and actually experimenting with recipes. So whenever the next church dinner came along, I ended up picking recipes from Cathy Fisher and from Dr. Furman, and this is one of the recipes that I chose because it is a cold dish and it's very simple to make. So this one is called 4-bean salad, and it is on page 70 here in Straight Up Food, and like I said, it is free on the website. So Cathy says that in addition to beans, this salad features corn, peas, and red onion. The dressing is a tangy and mildly spicy vinaigrette. This is a colorful, hearty salad, perfect for any of the 3 Ps, potlucks, parties, and picnics, and she's right, it's perfect for that. This recipe is going to make about 10 cups of bean salad. And so if you end up taking this to a function and you bring some home, when I did that, I thought, well, how is this going to freeze for me to take the rest of these beans with me for my lunches, because I eat a cup of beans a day. And I thought, well, there's only one way to find out. So the next day I had a bowl of it, and I'm like, this is even better than it was yesterday. This is one of those dishes that does taste better after the flavors have had a chance to get to know each other overnight in the refrigerator. And so, but I did reluctantly freeze the rest of it that was not eaten into little 1-cup bowls, and I put them in the freezer. And then whenever I took them out at work and thawed them out, they were good room temperature, they were good just thawed out and cold, they were good hot, they were great no matter how I fixed them and thawed them out. They were really good. So I just want to say that this is a versatile and a very useful recipe in more ways than one. Okay, so I want to show you what's in it, and it just has the salad itself, and then it has a bit of a dressing that you'll mix in with it. So for the actual salad, all you're going to do, and by the way, you could do these in frozen or you could do these from homemade. You don't have to, but I thought today I would show you everything quick and easy. Everything I have here, there are only 2 items here that are fresh items. Everything else today is canned or jarred, just to show you the absolute quickest way to do it. Okay, so I have the cut green beans that are organic and salt-free. Salt-free was what I was really aiming for there. And then there's going to be 1 can of kidney beans, and I ended up choosing the dark red. And then 1 can of black beans. You're going to drain and rinse all of these beans. And then it calls for frozen or fresh English peas, like a cup. And I'm not going to use frozen today because, like I said, I want this to be as simple as possible today, the extreme of simple. So I'm going to use this can, and I'm going to rinse them really, really well. They're already pre-cooked, and so I'm going to add those in today. And then it calls for 1 can of chickpeas. So I do have the no salt added chickpeas here, eaten organic. And the salad part also calls for some whole kernel corn. And I could use frozen, and I'm going to go with the canned here, and this is salt-free. It also is going to call for some red onion. So those are the 7 items that are going to go into the actual salad. And then there is going to be a bit of a dressing that you're going to make, and it's going to end up being about a cup's worth. And I know when I made this, I thought this is not enough, but it actually ended up being absolutely perfect, the absolute perfect amount of liquid to go in this. And so it calls for one tomato, okay? And you're going to use some vinegar, and Cathy recommends the apple cider vinegar, and I'm going to use the apple cider vinegar as well. It will call for some minced garlic. You can make fresh if you want to. It will call for a little bit of low sodium mustard, and I'm going to go ahead and use this up, but my friend Cathy gave me 5 bottles of West Spray, no salt added mustard, and I will be using that as soon as I get rid of the stuff that I bought when I couldn't find any no salt mustard. So, but this is very, very low sodium. And it is going to call for some cumin. So those 5 ingredients I'm going to put together and blend in my mini Ninja in that. And that's really basically the only processing that we'll be doing. And I do want to mention that Cathy says that there is an optional ingredient if you would like to add some ripe chopped avocado. You can add that in there too, but just want to recommend that if you're thinking that you may have an excess of this bean salad that you're going to end up freezing. I don't know how avocado does frozen and then thawed back out. I really don't know. So if you're going to add avocado, I would only add enough to a bowl that you're pretty sure is going to be eaten at that meal, and reserve the part that you think is the excess, because this does make 10 cups. Reserve that, keep it in the fridge without adding avocado to it, so that you can freeze that without having avocado in it. But if you're going to eat this the very next day, then it won't hurt to have the avocado in that part of it. And like I said, I believe that this is one of those things that tastes better the second day. And I'm making it tonight because I am taking this dish tomorrow night to our Webster Eats to Live Nutritarian support group meeting here in Webster, Florida. And I want it to taste even better than it's going to taste when I make it right now. So that's where we are right now, and I'm going to go ahead and process everything and get it drained and rinsed and ready to mix. Okay, what do we have here? We have 1 whole fresh tomato. It is slightly larger than the recipe called for, which was a medium, and I bought a beautiful tomato at Publix this afternoon, 2 of them in a bag that were just the most gorgeous orange color you've ever seen, but it is a large tomato. So there's more in there. And so since the recipe called for 1/3 cup of vinegar, I probably added a little bit more to it because I do have more tomato. It called for 2 tablespoons of mustard. I admit I probably added a little bit more in there. And then it called for cumin, a teaspoon, and 1 medium clove of garlic. And I love garlic, so I did go a little bit nuts on the garlic. So that is what is all in here. And I'm going to use my mini Ninja here this evening rather than dragging out the big one. Okay, here we go. So, like I said, it was supposed to make a cup, and I know I have more than a cup here. This should be, as she said, mildly tangy. And now all I have to do is just add I'm just going to pour it in here so you can see it. Just a nice little dressing that is going to bathe all of those beans and peas and the corn. Okay, so this is it. This would make a good dressing too, I think. Okay, so now I'm going to open and drain and rinse all of my beans and my peas and my corn, and chop up my red onion, and we're going to finish this salad up. So it's a very, very quick salad. Okay, all right, y'all, please bear with me with this phone camera. I'm still trying to figure all this out. All right, so what we have here is all of our beans. We have our kidney beans, black beans, and we have our whole kernel corn, and our 2 cans of green beans, and our chickpeas, and our English peas. And it called for 1/2 cup of finely diced red onion. I decided to use the entire onion. And then here is my tomato vinaigrette. And one thing I failed to mention earlier that I would like to say now, that Cathy says that a really nice touch would either be some fresh basil chopped up fine and added into it, would be amazing, or some fresh parsley would be good in there. Sadly, I don't have either of those. It didn't occur to me to buy some today, or I definitely would have bought a pack of fresh basil. I have one in the refrigerator, but it's old. It's no good. I'm not using it. So I'm going to make it as is for now, but basil could still be added tomorrow before the event. If I run by Walmart, I could get a pack of fresh basil then. All right, so let's go ahead now first and add our onions in. And this is what the tomato vinaigrette looked like. I didn't get to show it to you very well a while ago. Tomato vinaigrette. And that's pretty much it. And we're going to stir it all together. It's very, very pretty. It's very pleasant to look at. And it will taste even better tomorrow night at the meeting than it will tonight, because everything is going to get acquainted in the refrigerator tonight. They're going to all have a little party, and they'll all be very happy by tomorrow night for the meeting. There you have it. Beautiful 4-bean salad. So I hope that you guys have gotten something out of this video. Let me just give it a taste here. Hope y'all have gotten, oh yes, I like that, especially with the corn in it. I hope that y'all have gotten something out of this video, and if so, I hope that you will give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to my channel, Plant Rich Sandra. Maybe hit the notification bell so that you will be notified when I drop another video, usually about once a week. Also, if you would like to have a printed copy of this recipe, all you need to do is email me at sanka61@yahoo.com, Sanka, like the old decaf coffee, 61, the year I was born, at yahoo.com. And I also will email you some of my previous documents that I've made so far. I have one on greens, I have one on fiber and the benefits and the dangers of not getting enough fiber, and the benefits of getting an ample amount of fiber in your daily diet. I also have one on the 6-week plan of the nutritarian diet. And I have several documents that I've made up so far, and there will be one on this as well. And last week's recipe, which was the asparagus balsamic vinaigrette recipe from Dr. Furman's Quick and Easy, it's really good. So I'll be happy to send you all of these. And thank you again for joining me. And if you have any suggestions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. And everybody have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.